Siobhan, first of all, thanks for having me over. I mean, you have a great property in a great part of town. In one of the top destination cities in the world, San Diego.
Thank you.
You're welcome. And, I'm really excited about the possibility of working with you in the sale of your home. So I'll give you my presentation. We'll see how it goes, okay?
Okay, sounds
Great.
good.
So, Siobhan, one thing I just want, before we start, I want you to know that I know what my job is, okay? And my job is to make you the most amount of money on the sale of this home in the least amount of time, or in a timely fashion that fits your schedule, and with the least amount of hassle for you. Does that make sense?
Yes.
So really, everything I do, especially the part of making you the most amount of money, is what I base all my actions on, okay?
Okay.
Great. So I took a few notes here so I can make sure I get everything in. So before we start, let's quickly go over what we talked about over the phone. And you said you're moving to Los Angeles, right?
Correct.
And that was because of a job opportunity?
Correct.
Okay, great. And now, how soon do you have to be there?
Within a month.
Within a month. Okay. Now, so if I sold your property in 30 days, and you got and it closed within 90 days, would that work out okay for you?
Yes.
Okay, good. And you said you owe $50,000 on the property?
Correct.
Okay, great, Siobhan. Now, really, there's only two issues we need to cover this afternoon, is what I'll do to sell your home and what your home will sell for, okay?
Okay.
Perfect. So I'd like to go over what I do to sell homes first, so you'll get a chance to see who I am and if I can make a difference for you, okay?
Okay.
Perfect. So one of three things can happen after my presentation is you can decide to list your home with me. You can decide not to list your home with me, or I can decide not to take your listing. Anyone's okay. So we can just relax and I'll tell you what I do, and if there's a fit, let's do it. Really, what I get a sense of, what you really want to know is what makes me different from other agents.
Correct.
Okay. And really, it's all about putting the most money in your pocket, right?
Correct.
Understand. This is your chance to look at what I do, evaluate me, and see if I can make a difference for you.
Okay.
Deal?
Deal.
Great. Let me go into it. Like I said, I've taken some notes just so I make sure I cover everything. So I'm going to go through what I do to sell a home. And some of the things that I do to sell a home are what other agents do also. But most importantly, I'm going to point out what I do that 99% of other agents don't do, and what ultimately will maximize your return on your property, okay?
Okay.
Great. Be clear that once a property is listed, there's two ways to sell it. There's passive marketing and active marketing, okay? Okay. Passive marketing is what most agents do. And it's a legitimate way to sell a home. They put it on the multiple and a few other sites. They do a few open houses, and they put up a sign, and then essentially they wait for a buyer to show up or a buyer's agent to call them. So it's passive. Very, very common way to sell a home, what most agents do, and it was very popular back in the 2000s when the market was just red hot. Okay, yeah. So what I do is what I do is active marketing. I spend my time actively generating demand and interest for your property to find a buyer or buyers for your home. And in this market, that's really, so what makes me different is active marketing and that's what really, let me start over again. So active marketing is what I do. I spend my time actively generating interest and demand for your property to find a buyer or buyers for your home. So what makes me different, and what really sells homes in this market and maximizes a seller's return is active marketing. And I'll explain that.
What is that?
What is it?
What is that?
No, I got it. And that's the whole gist of my presentation. What is active marketing, and what is different than makes that different than passive marketing?
Okay.
Legitimate question. I just want to set that up. So, and when I list a home, I strategize. I think about who are the buyers for your home, and who are the buyers who are actually going to bring you the most money for your home. And I slant my marketing and all my efforts towards that. So I think about it, okay? And before we start, since, you know, in some ways all agents say the same thing, I'm great, I can sell your home, I can do that, all that. I'm going to show you the actual results that I do produce. I imagine that you ultimately want to feel confident that the agent you hire is going to get the job done and get you the most amount of money, right?
Correct.
So oftentimes that, you know, results speak louder than words.
Correct.
Okay, good. So let me just do a quick show here. In the last 2.5 years, half of this year and the 2 years previous, I've sold 45 homes. And as you can see, I've sold them all over the county, but I sell a lot of properties in your area, the East County area, okay?
Okay.
So, and this is just the properties I've listed and sold, okay? The key market statistics for what I've done over the past year is sales price to list price. So you put it on for $100,000, say, I'm not saying your house is worth that, but just to give you an example, my property sell for 99% of what I list the property for on average. So if I list it for $100,000, the average sales price is $99,000. Okay, and my average marketing time is 35 days. So I get right to the point, and I get the highest price. Okay? Do you have any questions about that?
No, that's good.
Okay, great. Let me just put this right back here. Okay, so let me briefly tell you how I do this. And I've got some things I want you to look at as we do this. First of all, Siobhan, I have a 40-point marketing plan on what I do to sell homes. I actually have a plan. And the thing is also, I'm fully accountable for you to execute this plan. And what I mean by that is what I say I'm going to do is what I do. Having a plan and being accountable to execute a plan, other than put it on the multiple, assign a few open houses and waiting for somebody to show up, but actually having a plan and being accountable is a departure from what most agents do. Okay. So on this side, you can see my weekly marketing checklist. Every week I'm going to send you this by email or by mail. I assume you are on email, correct?
Correct.
So I'll send you this, and I'll call you at least once a week. And if there's other times that we need to talk, we certainly can. But this shows you what I promised and what I've done, okay? And then each week I'll show you my marketing results, the showings that we've had, the feedback from the showings, the current market analysis of your area. This house sold, that house sold at this price. So you'll know what's going on in the market, okay? Okay, great. Let me just put that back. And then the other thing is my plan, really, Siobhan, is designed to amplify your exposure 10 times what a passive agent will do. And basically that's based on the law of supply and demand, which says the more demand you can generate for any product that you're selling, the higher the price is going to be that you get for it. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Probably Econ 101
Yes.
from high school, right?
Correct.
Let me ask you this, have you ever been to an auction?
Yes.
Like, give me an example of what auction you've been to.
Different bidding for cars.
Okay, so you've been to a car auction.
Correct.
And did you go to one where you had a car that you really wanted?
Yes.
Okay, well, I'm just curious, this is beside the point, but what kind of car was it?
A Lexus.
A Lexus, okay. So let's just say you went to this auction, it's a Lexus. I can totally see even a Lexus, perfect car for you. And you were the only buyer there, and the starting bid was $10,000.
Correct.
What price would you pay for the car? $10,000.
Starting bid.
Starting bid. If 10 other people showed up, I mean, you can imagine the price would go up, right?
Correct.
And if this was a really clean Lexus with, say, 30,000 miles on it, really great, and 100 people showed up, you might have to fight a little bit to get this car, right?
Correct.
It's the same thing in houses. It's the same thing in watches. The more demand you can create for any product you're selling, the higher price it's going to be. And that's really a great deal of what my marketing plan is based on, okay?
Okay.
Okay, great. And I'm going to show you how I do that, how because I think about it, and I've been doing this 25 years, so I design it to increase exposure. So the first thing I do is I work for Coldwell Banker. And I work for Coldwell Banker because they can serve my clients. End of story.
Okay.
Coldwell Banker is the #1 rated real estate company in the world. We're in over 50 countries, over 3,000 offices, and especially for someplace like San Diego, we like San Diego, right?
Correct.
But people outside San Diego love San Diego.
Correct.
It's a destination resort, and you know that.
Yes.
So we're just lucky.
Correct.
Okay. Some of our clients come from, top clients come from #1, United States, of course, United Kingdom, Canada. This is worldwide. In San Diego, in Mexico would be up there 2 or 3. So we want to let everybody know that the property's on the market. So, like I said, first of all, I work for Coldwell Banker. That's how I get the exposure that I do. They spend $45 million on their website. I don't have that kind of money.
Mm-hmm.
Probably you don't either.
No.
but we would like to. Coldwell Banker is the #1. Coldwell Banker's website is rated #1 in web visits or web hits by Nielsen's rating. So this is an independent company.
Mm-hmm.
More people look on Coldwell Banker than any place. That's the bottom line. And while you put it on the multiple, it'll go on 4 other sites, Realtor.com, and a few other good sites. So it's a good thing to put it on the multiple, have a few other sites that it goes out to. Coldwell Banker goes out to 600 other sites because it's syndicated worldwide. Mm-hmm. So you can see exposure.
Exactly.
Yeah, so okay, well that just shows that. So there's Coldwell Banker, Realtor.com, MSN, Trillia. We have partnerships with nearly all of these companies. Okay, great. And then the other thing, so web presence, big time. 90% of the people who buy a home start their search on the web. It's just a fact. Okay. So while the web is really a dramatic way to expose your property, there's other things too. Print presence. Coldwell Banker, have you ever seen this?
Yes, in the newspaper.
It goes out to 80,000 people twice a month. In the newspaper, it's in grocery stores, convenience stores, so people love this still. I mean, I know the web is wonderful and all that, but this is pictures. This is pictures. You can sit down, have a bowl of cereal on Sunday morning and browse what you want to get. I can't tell you how many calls I get from this. So 160,000 people a month, and this is also on the web, so you got 24/7 exposure. We leave no stone unturned, okay? And you can have this if you want.
Thank you.
Great, you just put it over there. That's great. So let me see, make sure I'm getting everything in here. So another critical use of technology that I take advantage of is response time. In this day and age, if people have a question, how soon do you think they want an answer to the question?
Right away.
Like when you call your bank and they put you on hold, thank you for your patience, for waiting. Do you have a lot of patience?
No.
0. I don't either. People want to know what's going on. So when I get, this is, Coldwell Banker has what we call a lead router system. When I get a call on your home, this is what I get.
This is the Coldwell Banker Residential Brokerage lead router with a new company-generated lead form. George Hetzel. This lead is from one of your listings. The method of contact is email. The source of the lead is truly a contact request. The area or zip code.
So it gives me, like, right away, and I'm usually on my phone. If I'm not, it goes to an associate a few minutes later. So what do you think I do when I get a response for somebody who wants to buy your home?
Call.
I call them right away. People, if you call them 10 minutes after they did this, they wonder what you're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
So